everybody. How is everyone out there doing in Twitch land? I'm Pruitt. This is Starward Bound, a Spelljammer-inspired game here on the WebDM Twitch channel. I hope everyone out there is having a good time. Want to get through a few small announcements before we get around to cast and crew and get a recap, and then we get going through the stars. So remember, if you're not already following or subbed, why don't you go ahead and do one or both of those things? I don't know. And if you got that Amazon Prime sub burning a hole in your pocket, go ahead and send it our way. You get a cool little emote out of it. And so there's that. We have a sponsor that we would like to plug because they are awesome. That is Tabletop Loot. If you head on over to tabletoploot.com, you can get 15% off of dice, mugs, and shirts if you use the code WebDM15. That is case sensitive, and it is also over in the chat. So follow that link and use that code and 15% off dice. So you're welcome. So thank you, Tabletop Loot, for that. I would first like to say, before we get around to cast and crew, Emma, you did an absolutely amazing job on Sunday as your first time streaming online as a DM. I know it was one of your first, fourth, fifth time to DM ever. Holy crap, my side hurt from laughing, and you were so amazing. That was such a good game, and we raised a lot of money for a great cause. So Emma, we're going to start with you. Tell us how you're feeling right now and who you're going to be playing tonight.
I'm feeling like an enthusiastic pauper. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for that intro. Yes, Escape from Flavortown has happened. It was every bit as amazing as I hoped it would be. It is on WebDM Plays today. So after Starward Bound, if you didn't get to see it, you should go and watch it. I'm having a good day. We thought our laptop was busted, but it wasn't. And it's great. And that's all I need to have a good day today. I'm very excited to play Hildegarde, Mountain Dwarf Forge Cleric. Very excited to see what's in store today.
Most definitely. Next, we're going to bump it on over to Trey Murphy. Trey, coming into us from the concourse of where?
Yo, I'm sitting out here at Denver International. So if you see some people walking around back and forth, don't worry. They're just fans.
So you're just getting into character by being in the Mile High City as DeCool.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, man. You know, the lack of oxygen helps me find my character that much better. So yeah, my name is Trey Murphy. I play a half-elf Kinsey monk by the name of DeCool, and I have been waiting for this all week. So not even an airport's going to keep me from traveling the stars with the rest of this fantastic crew, man.
Awesome, man. Next, we're going to bump it on over to Greg. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. I want to mirror what everybody said. Emma, you did a fantastic job. It was one of those things where you're watching one of your friends and you get like nervous, you know everything's going to be okay, but you just have that anxiety and that anxious feeling. About 33 seconds into that, I said, oh my God, she's going to slay this. And you absolutely slayed that on Sunday. And I just wanted to say that was absolutely fabulous. I had such a great time. I even let my kids watch, my daughter especially, because when she saw Satine's hair, she was like, Daddy, and I went, no. And so that was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, please check it out over on YouTube. It's just such a fun D&D romp. And speaking of fun D&D romps, tonight I will be playing Elry Tossbottle, arcane trickster, halfling extraordinaire, who is going to he's going to be very serious tonight, I think. No, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm having fun.
It's going to be serious. I'm just kidding. Yeah. We'll see. Kiana, let's bump it on over to you. How you feeling? How's it going? Who you playing?
I am doing pretty good. I am super freaking tired. I've been up really early. I had a test this morning because I'm still a university student, but you know what? I can forget all that because I am here with the best crew blasting off into freaking space, and it's going to be so much fun. I will be playing E44, your favorite murder robot, Warforged Barbarian. Yeah, and has been having a bit of some memory problems, some existential crises.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the normal stuff. The normal things.
Yeah.
Clearly.
The things that everyone goes through. You know,
Mhm.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Do you want to go ahead and give us a recap then?
Of course. All right. Opening data file 45219. The past few days have been quiet. The crew has been repairing the ship and themselves as we head towards the Toho sphere. Cole said that some of the people on board are completely deactivated and unable to be repaired. I am not sure what that means, as I have been deactivated before. Why can't they be reactivated as well? More research required on biological organism death. After the funerary rites, we headed to the gateway that exited out of the Nerosphere. Captain Shakol has joined our crew without the knowledge of the FTL. She seems keen to exact revenge on the Fuccaneer Haskell Harkin. I attempted to clear my cache and recall the video files of the warehouse. However, executing the protocol on my own almost initiated the erasure of my files and heated my system by 13 degrees. I prematurely exited out of the recall protocol. Templeton has informed the crew that the phlogiston is exceptionally flammable and no fires or excessive heat is allowed. Hilda was able to use her tools and find a non-heated way to trigger the access of files, and now they are in my main database. Video files attached. Replay for 12th time. There is a warehouse with others like me. There is an attack by a beholder. There is the sound of screams and laughter. I watch the others try to defend. I watch the beholder grin and disintegrate them into nothing. I am scared. End replay. Before I could run further analysis, my Elri and Dakul mischief counter hit 0, and the ship seemed to halt and start again. I do not know why Dakul and Elri would want to pilot the ship, but it is a 94% chance that they are doing so under the influence. Hilda is not happy. We are resuming investigation in T-minus 5 seconds.
Once again, absolutely amazing. So you are caught up now as Hilda and E are outside the door to the helms room of the Dawn Rose. Sorry, quick aside. We have a couple of members that are in the path of a storm. So the big problem is our producer, Brandon, is one of those people. So if everything goes dark, we'll try to be back ASAP, because that meant that the guy running the show's power just went out. So just wanted to let everyone know that before we continue on. We didn't get sucked into space. So anyway, so we find ourselves, Hilda, your hammer has descended and shattered the lock on the door to the spelljamming helms room, and it has come off of one hinge and swung open. You see Dakul off to one side with Xander. They have like a bottle in their hands. Elri is in the seat, manning the ship. And this is the scene that you see.
All right. Hilda will take 2 seconds, as quickly as she can. Even before the door is fully down and she can actually see, she'll just say, "What's going on here?"
Goodness. Why would you make such an entrance? You startled us. Hilda. You should come and enjoy some of this with us. And that's when Dakul is gonna hand her the vial of the of some of the blueberry oil. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
the blueberry oil.
Blueberry oil.
And you see Xander like kind of like and like do a spit take with whatever he was drinking. And so, they told me to get out. Like he gave me an order. Just so you know.
Xander, even the dead have no respect.
He actually talked to me. I don't. Do you know what that's like? It's been weeks. He actually like spoke directly to me.
If he told you to jump off a cliff, would you do that too?
Maybe.
Hilda will take the blueberry oil and she will put it in her back pocket.
I feather fall. So.
What?
Nothing. Nothing, sir.
Sir? Ma'am. Well,
Ma'am.
Yes. And then she will take a look at Ellery.
And the camera pans over to Ellery. Ellery, in your own mind, I don't know how you feel about the sight before you, but it is Celestra. It is the woman you consummated your passion with, to which you have put up a plaque. This woman meant something, at least that moment did, obviously. And she stands before you, kind of head cocked. She's like holding herself as if and shaking just a bit. And you, where she's holding herself, you feel on your person the same pain, right? There's like an ache there, a sharp ache that just popped up. And she's kind of clutching, and she's like, Ellery, why did she hurt us?
I don't know.
What?
Are you okay?
Why? What? And she like looks around, like, where are we? Where are we, Ellery?
Well,
What is
best
this?
guess, we're in the ship.
The ship? And you see her eyes like, like it looks like she's fighting to stay awake, and she like yawns really big. Where is the ship? What? And
Why do you need to know where the ship is? You are the ship. You'll know where we are.
I am the ship. I am the ship. Yes.
You need to stop with the convincing yawns, Celestra, as I am going to begin yawning myself. And not me, Ellery, me, Greg, who's had a day. So,
and as you're
with the yawns.
thanks. A method. So you, as you're like talking to Celestra, like she's like literally like yawning and curling up in a ball, like at your feet, where your feet would be as your focus shifts down. But of course, your feet aren't there since you are the ship. And as that happens and you look down, you see a mass flying through space, heading right at the Dawn Rose. A long orange fleshy tentacle is reaching up to the Dawn Rose. A row of smaller tentacles around the body of this one, writhing as this beast, this large squid-like apparition, makes contact with the Dawn Rose, and you feel a shudder in your mind, in your consciousness. And I'm gonna need everyone on deck there to make me a dexterity save as the boat violently rocks, and it almost like your feet slam up into your knees as something hits the boat from the bottom.
Hilda got a 14.
Okay, you managed.
Got a solid 5.
5, nice.
12.
12. Okay, all right. So E and Xander go sprawling, like y'all just like your feet just get taken right out from under you. Did not even have a chance to react to this. You fall over to the side. Hilda, you managed to your solid dwarven stance. You literally just kind of like you rock with it. DeCool, you go to one knee. You don't completely fall down, but you kind of lose your balance just a bit and catch yourself on a knee. And look around, and you hear screams from up on deck, muffled through the wood, the door going upstairs. But there is a general call and cry of alarm. You hear Ledbetter screaming out. So we're gonna roll initiative right quick.
16 for El.
Hey, looks like you are back in sync.
It's the blueberries.
Yeah, you're literally on the same wavelength. E.
17.
Oh.
Surprisingly.
Oh well.
She's not they're not inebriated. Hilda. You're muted. It's okay.
Shit. I got a 6.
Got a 6? Okay.
Yep.
What's your dex?
It's 12.
Okay. And then Dawn Rose crew. Wow, fuck. That's interesting. Okay. So there's a like I said, there's a sharp rocking of the boat. E, you have fallen off to the side of the helm, the helm's chair. You kind of grab it, and Elry's sitting there, and he kind of jostles, his eyes closed as he's currently flying the ship. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna go upstairs and see what the heck is going on.
Okay. So it would probably take, it would take a double move.
I'd be fine with that.
So you're double
Let's go
moving
see.
up on deck.
Yep.
Next is, I believe, Dakul, you have a higher dex than Elry, correct?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
my dex is
So
20.
Dakul, you are next.
I'm still completely under the influence of the blueberries, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna say basically you have one level of exhaustion, so you're gonna make all your skills and saves at disadvantage, but attack rolls are not effective.
Cool. All right. What is it? Did the ship move? What did he fall for? Elry?
Yeah.
What is going on? Hilda, am I tripping or is the ship moving strangely?
It's the chicken.
Tripping, not chicken.
Right.
I think I'm going to go get some air and see what's this shaking is about. Yeah, Dakul's gonna go upstairs, but not in a way of attacking, but completely just as a curiosity.
Okay. So what? Like basically, a normal move would get you on the stairs.
Yeah. Under this state, Dakul is not rushing, so it would probably just be whatever the maximum I could do. 45. Yeah, 45 feet.
Yeah, that would.
So, yeah.
That would get you to the stairs going up to the upper deck.
Yeah, he would be half stumbling to the upper
So you're
deck.
just going to double move up there?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you're going to go up on deck as well. Next is Elry.
As he's fading away, as Celestra is falling asleep in front of him, he'll say, I'll be back. And he jumps off the chair, looks at Xander and says, take it from here. And then he,
Shit. Oh, yeah. And he's
part of the ghost crew. Claude, Han, help him.
See a hat and a glove pushing him over. Hat goes on his head.
Yeah, Elry's going to now. Is Elry at the same level of exhaustion? Because I did put it on my wrists. I did not ingest the oil.
No, you are not at the same level of exhaustion. I would just say that for you, it's just skill checks, not saves.
Not saves. Oh, all right.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I should follow. Okay, so Elry's he's going to movement, and then he's going to cunning action dash, using the bonus action up onto deck. Hello.
Okay. You're up there as well, and
I do have an action left, so if I see anything odd, I could conceivably do.
That you do. You're going to Hilda, are you going to just run upstairs also?
Hilda's gonna run upstairs, but before she does that, it's just her and Xander in the room, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna tell Xander, like, Xander, I know you're tactically important, but it's important to me that you know that I think that you might be an idiot. And then she leaves.
What the fuck? What did I do? Like, as he's like putting the helmet on, he's like, what? He's like genuinely flabbergasted. He's reconsidering his place on this crew. Anyway, so I just kind of, since you're all moving up there, you still have an action, Ellery, but as you all kind of run up the stairs together, you crest onto the deck, and you see this massive, like, orange, yellowish tentacle, like, moving up and weaving up and over the sails of the Dawn Rose and beginning to wrap around it. And as the body of this giant squid-like creature kind of crests the railing, you see around its body at the base of this tentacle, where the main core of the body is, there are these writhing smaller tentacles that start coming up over the side of the ship, and it's all kind of around the port side of the ship. But yeah, there's like these tentacles that begin moving over as this larger tentacle begins to wrap around. So what is your action, Ellery? That's what you see when you get up on deck.
Elry's gonna pull out his gun, which is force energy, which is not fire, and he is going to pull it forth, aim down the sights at the head of this thing, and say, "Hello, beastie," and take a shot.
Okay.
That is going to be a 18.
18. Yes, 18 hits.
And you said it was a D10 for that one, right? D10 or D8?
It's one die higher than the hand crossbow, so I think that's a D8.
D8.
Yeah.
D8. Oh, that's super duper terrible. As he gets 5 damage. 1 plus 4. Yay!
So you point at the mass of this thing that's just right next to the ship. A blue bolt like slams into it and just kind of like impacts, and there's like a little bit of a waft of smoke from just the impact itself, but it's this massive thing that's just writhing and undulating, so whether or not it felt that, you're not sure, but there is kind of a mark, like almost like an abrasion that is left in its wake. Okay. So that's your action. So now y'all move up on deck, and this tentacle begins wrapping around the sails, and kind of near the aft of the ship, it kind of pushes the sails down and begins to squeeze the Dawn Rose. And you can start to hear wood like creaking under the force of this thing. And then the tentacles themselves, the smaller ones that ring the central part of the body of this thing, come up over this side of the deck, and begin lashing out at the crew that Templeton's like center of the deck, his arm's still in the sling, and he's yelling out like orders like, grab swords, stab it, pull the crossbows out, whip that ballista around and point it right at that motherfucker. I mean, like, he's like trying to get everything in place, and they're like trying to get the ballista turned around, but it's in such a position where it's kind of hard to, he's yelling for that, but as this is going on, tentacles begin lashing out and hitting at people. Looks like one of your red shirts gets hit, as he's kind of just like slapped by this tentacle, and he like hits the ground, and you see him like and he just like hits the ground, and he's kind of just like trembling, like stuck in place, like it's like he would scream but he really can't, and there's like a kind of a reddish hue to his face where he got hit. Not really, if anybody's like skilled in either like nature or, I would say Arcana would do it.
Okay, I've got nature, but definitely not Arcana.
Okay.
Can I go Arcana?
Sure.
Yeah,
I have nature too, actually.
Yeah. So if you like seeing this, you can
How's a 5?
He got the shit hit out of him.
Hilda got a 22 Arcana.
Yeah, you look at that and you know, like, beasts, some of them have like poisons on their appendages, and it looks like he's some kind of paralysis has taken hold of him. Like he's trying to scream, but his diaphragm actually won't contract because it's just frozen in place. But it's a vicious bruise along that is welling up, and so there's that. A couple of other tentacles like whip out at people and just don't seem to connect as these things are like flailing. The Dawn Rose crew gallantly begins to Jesus fuck. Anyway, they're trying real hard. Some bolts are fired off and they like bounce off the hide of this the rubbery hide of this beast. And you finally see like Ledbetter's like screaming at him like, aim for the tentacles. The skin is thinner there, and he's trying to direct them, but we're back around to the top of the initiative after that exchange, and it is E404's turn.
Cool.
Yep.
This is fine. Okay, so they're... Don't give me that face, Pruitt. There are tentacles just directly there that I can attack, yes?
Yeah, I mean, like, the mass of this thing is right off the port side, the left side of the ship. I mean, it takes up, like, maybe, like, a third of the middle of the ship, and then there's just, like, about 5 or 6 tentacles that are all kind of reaching out, and they can reach about 10, 15 feet, so they're reaching fairly far into the deck of the ship, but... The probably the biggest concern right now is the large central tentacle that has wrapped up and around the back of the ship and has gone over to the starboard side and has started to wrap around the ship and starting to squeeze it.
Okay. Well, I know that E can activate their hammer without going to a rage. Thank God. So they're going to do that.
All right.
And hit the thing. And I'm not going to rage through it.
Sure thing.
That is that's a 13.
Yeah, you run up and you slam it right on the body, and you feel your hammer kind of like hit this like rubbery hide, and it's just like its armor is like this thick rubbery flesh, and you kind of feel your hammer just kind of like boom. But there, you've hit a lot of things, and you just feel like that probably did nothing.
Cool. That's the end of my turn, Pruitt.
Okay. End of your turn. So it does sense you though, and I'm going to take a legendary action. And it's going to take a swipe at you. Does a 14 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. So y'all basically kind of like trade blows. Like you just kind of like swap at it, and it swats at you, and just kind of glances off your arm and your head. Next is Dakul.
Look at this crazy creature. Look, you're not coming to take over our ship. I will stop you. Where are my swords? Oh, here it is. Dakul is going to make a run. The larger tentacle that's wrapped all the way around the ship itself is leaning on the side of the ship, so I will have access. Like I can reach it with my sword, correct?
Yeah, if you want to go and try to attack it itself, yes, you can totally do that.
Okay. Dakul knows and he pays attention to the unfortunate young man that is stunned, and he decides to kick the side of the tentacle first with his first attack. So yeah, he's gonna run and do a forceful high kick. Let me see. 17 and 8 is 25. 25
hits.
Yep. Yes. And for my second attack, that's when he pulls his sword out, because he has felt the flesh of this creature, and it knows if it can feel the pain of his foot, it most definitely shall feel the sting of his sword.
All right.
17.
17 just hits.
Yes. So with the first unarmed attack, my AC goes up +2, right?
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah, and then I will take a defensive posture with that final stance.
How much damage did you do?
Oh yes, that is absolutely the blueberries talking.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm grabbing this right quick. Okay. 7 and 5 is 12. 12 for the unarmed attack. And hold on. I am sorry, I'm digging in bags.
Is that your carry on? You gotta attack that?
Yeah. 5 and 8 is 13 for the sword attack.
All right. So you got 12 and 13?
That's correct.
All right. So that's 25 total. So Dakul, knowing where your training has gotten you, how it's honed your strikes to these fine razor's edge, even your unarmed strikes, like you strike with your foot and you feel its flesh yield, and then you slash across the same spot with your sword, and you open a line along it, and some putrid, like greenish blood spills out, and you kind of more feel than hear this like this rumble as it like rumbles and reverberates through the ship at your strikes.
Yes.
And from over the edge, I'm going to take another legendary action here. You're still within reach of its edge tentacles, and it takes a swipe at you as you're moving up. Does a 18 hit you?
No, sir. 21.
Oh, that's right. You did the unarmed strike. Awesome. You're a badass. Yeah, so it whips at you, and you just kind of like kick off of it, and sorry, the backstage chat tonight is on fire. Anyway, moving on. 2 there. So next in the initiative is Elry.
Okay, so when Elry would get up there and see this craziness, and he would take a shot, and then additional craziness ensues, and he hears the squeezing of the wood, he immediately thinks of Ghost Xander, who is plugged into the ship. And if something happens to the ship, as it did when Celestra was in there, we could lose Ghost Xander as well. So as a bonus action, he is going to turn just as Claude is cresting the stairs behind him, and he's going to say, "Claude, go back there, stand beside Ghost Xander, and pull him off. If there's any type of noise coming from this wood, if he starts screaming or moving or looking like he's hurt, you just rip him right off of there." And Claude tips his hat and presumably heads back down to the Spelljammer helm.
In a jaunty pace, a little hat just bobs down the stairs.
Right. Yeah, it's a bowler. He's obviously wearing a bowler. He will then start patting himself and then look to Dakul, who's currently battling a tentacle, and he'll go, "Where's the oil? The oil!" And he'll wait for an answer whenever it's the appropriate person's turn, if he gets that. But during this, what he's going to do is, as an action, he is going to move up the main mast to get height. So I'm going to use my movement and my action to climb the main mast to get up to the I'm going to get about halfway up the mast.
Okay. Okay. So climb. Sure.
Do you need a check or?
Tell you what. Give me an athletics or an acrobatics, since you know how to like use rope to like hop up really fast. Because you might be able to, if you get a good enough roll on it, you might be able to get up there in one move.
I will remind you that you told me I had disadvantage on skill checks. So does this give me like a straight roll, or would it have been advantage, or you want me disadvantage?
This would be a disadvantage, yes.
Okay. Okay, first roll's 5 plus 15, and then a 15. Okay, so it's a 15. Oh, Lord.
15. Okay, yeah. I mean, you'd still have to use both your actions to get up there. But yeah, you managed to scamper up at a quick clip, dodging like a tentacle swiping out at you, and the ship kind of rocks a little bit as you're like reaching out for a rope, and that throws you off just for a second. But yeah, you managed to get up to the, midway up the mast.
Okay.
And next is Elry. I'm sorry, Hilda. My bad.
All right, Hilda will look at Ellery for a second, and she'll kind of be like, "What's he after?" And she will. It's free action to like take out items, right?
I mean, if it's readied, then yeah, you can pull it out and use it as an action.
As an action.
If you have to actually go into your backpack, that would be an action to find it.
It's like in her pocket.
Yeah, then you can pull that out and use something as an action.
Okay. In that case, then she's going to take her action. She's going to take it out. And how far away is Ellery?
I mean, he's about 25, 30 feet up in the air.
Oh, well.
There's a glove that's floating right around by you, though.
Oh, okay. Then I will plop it in the glove. Thank goodness. Pop it in the glove. And then what's she gonna do? Then she's going to use her bonus action to cast her spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And cast it as close to one of the tentacles as she can.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Alrighty. Ooh, that's like a 21.
21. Okay, and your spiritual weapon. What is it? Remind us what it looks like now.
That's a good question. It looks like a hammer, but less like a smithing hammer and more like a hammer now.
Okay, it's kind of dulled a little bit.
Kind of dulled. It's kind of thinner. It looks like something that you would like hammer nails with more than hammer metal.
Okay.
That's what it looks like, and it's the same sort of like deep, dull gray that the things she's been doing lately have been, strangely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
All right. So, the tentacle takes 9 force damage.
9 force. Got it.
And she moves closer to it as well.
Okay, you move closer to it. So I mean, with your full move, you could be like right at the edge of the ship. Is that what you want to? Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I'll probably tell all the weaker ones, like, if you're injured, go back.
Okay. So you do that, jump out in front of everything, and now it is kind of the Dawn Rose crew, and as you hear Templeton like yell at it, like, shoot that damn Krajen and right in the freaking tentacle, it's gonna crush us. So the Krajen is going to lash out at this newcomer. So Hilda, you're gonna take 2 attacks. Oof. Okay, one of which is a crit. So that's going
AC's 21.
Yeah, I got a 22 and then I rolled a crit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be so that's going to be a total of 30 damage from one tentacle and then the crit.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And then another tentacle lashes out at another crew. Oh, and I'm sorry.
Do I need to do poison?
You're going to need to make a Constitution save also. My bad. 2.
As a mountain
actually.
dwarf, I have advantage on that. So maybe I'll be okay. Maybe. Wait, con save?
Yeah, 2 of them because you got hit twice.
Okay. Everything will be fine, dude. Alright, that's a 19 on the first one.
First one, yeah, you're fine. You feel like a burning, right at the edge of your neck. It hit you right on the shoulder, and a little splash. And you feel like kind of a burning sensation. You shake it off.
It's like getting a hickey.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one, she got a 21.
21. Okay, this one doesn't burn as much. when it hits you. You kind of pushed the first one out of the way, and then the second one kind of sizzles a little bit on your skin, but you manage to easily kind of shake it off. So that's that. Another crew member, though. This is going to be Smart Gene, the carpenter, the well-dressed, well-mannered dwarf. He's up there with his fine hammer, and he's like swinging away, and a tentacle hits him. He takes some damage, and they have advantage. So yes, he managed to kind of shakes his head a little bit. He took a hit, but he's still standing. And then the Dawn Rose crew opens up again. A few crossbow bolts find purchase in the beast. One of the tentacles gets hit, but you can see. I mean, you've seen crossbows like hit things like these things that they're barely like sticking in. It looks like they're not doing as much damage as they should be, but they are doing some damage. And we're going to be back around. Oh, hang on. Okay. So Xander in the cockpit of the Dawn Rose, you feel the ship shift a little bit, and it feels like it might break free for a split second, and then the tentacle readjusts. But it did have to loosen its grip a little bit, so you feel like that pressure on the ship kind of leave as it's readjusting its grip on the ship. So back around to the top of the initiative order with E404.
I'm gonna try to hit it again for it.
Okie dokie.
Ugh. 15 doesn't hit.
It most certainly doesn't.
God damn it.
Don't you have
Knocked it, Pruitt.
You have 2 attacks as a barbarian?
Oh yes. Do I still with out rage? Okay.
No, just a barbarian has 2 attacks at 5th
Okay,
level.
thank God.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
19 hits.
Okay. That is 10 points of damage.
Okay. Are you aiming for the main body and tentacle, or are you aiming for one of the smaller tentacles? Just wondering.
One of the main body ones.
Okay. The main core. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you did 10. Okay. And I mean, I'm sure you figured this out by now. Your weapon's not magical though, right? Okay. So yeah, you slam into the body of this thing, and you hit it, and it's like you gave it a good walloping, and you just kind of feel like it give just enough. It doesn't seem like it did as much damage as it should have. Anyway, and it's going to use a legendary action and swipe back at you. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay. It swipes and misses again. And next up, we have Dakul. Unless did you want to do anything with your bonus action? Nothing? You sure?
No. With my excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah. Yes. So Ellery is above me, right, on the mast, correct?
Yes. I mean, he's climbing up in the kind of the center of the ship.
Okay. I'm going to scream at Ellery. Ellery, is this thing real?
Yes.
Get on your ropes and swim around. We need to find the weak spot.
It's not my turn.
I know this. When you have an opportunity to stop playing around, I need you to swing on your ropes and look for a weak spot. That's talking, so that's not an action. So if I hop off the side of the boat, my feet will stick to the side, right? Because of the gravity, right?
It'll be a little weird right at where you are. You'd have to get past the gravity plane to kind of, if you wanted, or are you looking like to walk on the underside of the ship?
Yeah, I just want to look around and investigate what in the world this thing is.
Yeah, you've been to enough of the Don Rose Keel Hall fight clubs to know to like how to hop down in the proper way.
Yes.
I will say though, you doing so, you're going to leave the threatened range of the smaller tentacles. So if you use a disengage action, you won't take an attack of opportunity. But if you just like were to run away from them, like it would take a swipe at you. So just letting you know that.
Okay. All right. So if I run, they'll take a swipe, but if I don't, they won't.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you're basically leaving the threatened range of the tentacles themselves.
Yeah.
So you could take the disengage action and do that, which I think you can do as a bonus if you use a key point. But it's up to you. But you will leave the threatened range of the tentacles themselves, so they will get an attack of opportunity or opportunity.
Okay. With the
shit.
with this bonus action, I'm still under the +2 to my AC, correct?
Well, that was last round.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
all right.
You gotta do that. I mean, if you did that again, you could then move and.
Yeah. All right. So the cool is going to look for an opportunity between the big flaring tipple and the big flaring tentacle, and do an unarmed a strike with something clothed, like an elbow with clothes with his sleeve, nothing bare skinned.
Yeah.
All right. Haha, 18 and 8 is 26. Yes. Get this. 0. Is a 0 on a 10-sided dice? A 0?
That's 10.
So 10. So 15.
Oh, so 15 damage?
Yeah.
Wait, with your sword?
No, this is unarmed.
Wait, your unarmed damage should be a D6, not a D10. Your sword is a D10.
Oh my gosh! No, you know what? I did know that, and I did not do that. I apologize.
Well, you were going to attack with your sword anyway, right?
Yes.
So we just say you did that first.
Okay.
And then now you can make an unarmed strike.
That was the unarmed strike.
Yeah. You'll eventually get to D10 unarmed damage.
Oh my
We'll get there.
8 and 8 is 16. So that
16
I know that's a
misses.
miss. Yeah.
No, that misses. Yeah. You managed to like strike out with an elbow, and again you like hit it, but it's just not solid enough. You know you didn't really connect.
Yes.
But you did do 15 with the first one.
Trusty sword. Oh my god!
Okay.
I feel like an idiot.
Oh no, not at all, man. It's a lot to keep up with. Okay, so that's the end of that. Were you going to go ahead and move? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to take a swipe at you. Yeah, a 10. So you just kind of like get right out of its range. That you hear the tentacle like slap against the hull of the Don Rose as you're kind of running down the side. And and I'll just go ahead and say, as you're moving underneath, you can get all the way under the underside of it, and the body of this beast just it looks like it's kind of hugging the Don Rose, and you see a giant eye like looking at you, and its pupil just kind of like rotates and like looks right at you as you get to the bottom of the ship at the end of your movement. And it's, like I said, it's continuing to just kind of like adjust itself and like squeeze the ship as the ship's trying to move. And
okay, just for the next one, how far away is the eye from me? Is it like 20, 30 feet from me? Is it?
I would say it's about another 20 feet.
Okay.
Away.
Okay.
And you would probably have to like, it's a little bit off the hull of the ship. You know what I mean? Like the body extends past, and that's where the eye is. So you could maybe like hop up on the thing itself and move out to it. Yeah. Or you could reach it.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna reach that. Absolutely. So this is my second attack, right? No. Yeah.
Oh, you did both your attacks. You still have your bonus?
That's what it is. Okay, I know I could reach out one more. Yes, I want to use my bonus.
Okay. Yeah, you could still punch the body. You ran along the side of the body.
17 and 8 is 25. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
Yes. And hold on, 6. 4 and 5 is 9.
9 damage?
Yes.
Alrighty. And you punch it in the body, and this part is a little bit thicker, but you manage to get a solid hit in. You feel its flesh kind of give a little bit, and it's kind of soft as you leave. Your fist leaves it. There's an indentation. So that's the end of that's Dakul. Elry, it is your turn, sir.
Okay, so Elry is going to use his bonus action to send the hand the 30 feet over to the starboard side where the crushing tentacle is. And he is going to, as stated that the hand can do, open the vial of blueberry extract and drop it onto the skin of, just rub it in like moisturizer. He's just going to just rub it right in.
Yeah.
Like grease the tentacle, get it in all the ridges. And he's just going to let that happen with the mage hand.
Just kind of just work it into the flesh of the tentacle.
He's going to work it in.
Got it.
He's going to work it particularly into the dick vein.
Near the head of the tentacle, or like along the main body?
Well, he doesn't. That's a sensitive area, so he wants to make sure it's stealth here. So he's going to head just basically towards the main artery.
Okay.
This is all Emma, by the way, the dick vein, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who watched Flavor Town, it should come as no surprise.
Right, I would love to take credit for that, but and then with my action, he is going to throw his dagger as an attack against the starboard tentacle that has now been lubed, and that is a 17 plus it's 24 to hit, and I do have friends close to it, so I get sneak attack, correct?
That is true.
That is a shitty 1 plus my sneak damage, which is it sucks. That's not bad. So the entire thing is going to be 12 damage with the dagger.
Okay, and what type of dagger is that?
That is a normal dagger. There's
Gotcha.
no magic associated with it.
Okay, so it sinks, but that should have gone hilt. That should have gone to the hilt, but it just kind of sinks about halfway into the tentacle, and as it kind of undulates, you see the dagger kind of slip out and float alongside the Dawn Rose.
That dagger definitely should have gone balls deep. What's going on here?
I'm not sure, but in reaction, you feel like this thing just kind of like shudder a bit as you have massaged this potent oil into the flesh of its main body, and it fails to release, unfortunately, but it has ceased to really like squeeze the ship, right? It's not clutching the ship as hard. Anyway, first RPG and back's going to be a field day. So you're not sure exactly what happened, but there was some reaction. And then after Elry's turn, one of the tentacles takes a swipe at E16. Does that hit you? E404.
Sorry.
No worries.
Trying really hard not to die of laughter.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand. So after Elry's turn, it took a legendary action, took a swipe at you. Does a 16 hit?
16 just hits.
Okay, you take 10 damage as this tentacle like hits you like right across the chest, Poison? You're immune?
I am resistant and I have advantage on saving throws.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going to need a con save.
Okay, so Constitution save of 19.
19. Okay, yeah, you feel this trying to like infiltrate your systems and your wiring, and you manage to just kind of like shudder a little bit, and you shake it off. So that is the end of Elry's turn. It is Hilda's turn now.
Okay, Hilda's kind of hurt, but she's not too intimidated at this point. She is going to start mumbling some incantations, and you are going to see energy starting to swirl around her. Only this time, instead of being a like coppery sheen that materializes into these like spiritual coppery smiths of every race, it is gray now. And there are still people of every race, but they are doing something different. They are, some of them are building coffins. Some of them are anointing a very, very tiny facsimile of this enemy as though it is dead. And it's kind of patting it down very, very carefully and very sort of serenely as it's doing it. And then all the ones that are like shoveling the graves, they are going to be throwing things at this tentacle and hitting it with their shovels, not swords. So y'all notice that if you see it. And it's cool. So it needs to make a DC 14 wisdom save.
Okay.
Or take 20 damage.
Okay. So yes, your spirit guardians does its work of hammering coffins and shoveling dirt and various things at it, and it looks like it tears at the flesh a little bit. Again, something this size, it's kind of hard to tell like how much you're actually damaging it, because you're only seeing like a section of it, of this immense beast. But it doesn't like what you did, and is going to lash out with a tentacle. Hilda, 19 misses.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it slams up against your shield, and you get it up and in the way.
Okay. In that case, she's going to use her bonus action to cast a healing word on herself at level 2.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were done with your action. My bad.
I wasn't totally done,
My
but
bad.
it's fine. It's cool.
Well, I've used its second legendary action already, so.
Yes. So she's going to cast that, and then her spiritual weapon has to hit.
Thanks, Booker Prime, for the cheers.
Yeah, thank you, Booker. Does a 19 hit it?
19 hits.
Okay. And it takes... Just a second. It takes 8 force damage from that.
To the body or one of the tentacles?
To one of the tentacles, because that's what's right in front of me, right?
Okay, yeah. So you're going to hit
Or-
this one that has been hit before?
Yes.
All right. And how much damage?
8.
8?
Yes.
Yeah, you see that tentacle kind of flop down a little lifeless as you like hammer comes in and hits it, and you see it kind of like wrench sideways a little bit, and it kind of flops a little bit, but like the whole like 3/4 of it is just like dead after, and so it's just kind of twitching.
Okay, cool. And then she gains back 11 herself.
Awesome. So there's that. All right, cool. And so it used its legendary action to hit you. You blocked it with the shield. And now we are back to this Krajen and the Dawn Rose crew, trading tentacles and blows. Ooh. Smart Gene takes another hit. And he kind of sprawls to the ground. And another, that red shirt that had gotten up, he got hit again. Also. And he also sprawls to the ground. There's an exchange back. They've almost got the ballista like turned around. They actually broke the back handle of it off as much as possible to spin it around and pointed. And they are currently like loading it, and they're have it ready. And Templeton's over there like helping them, and they'll have it ready next round to fire off. So there's that. And yep. So back to the top of the initiative with E404.
Okay. All I can really do is hit it, so I'm gonna hit it. With a 17 and another 17.
Both of those hit.
Cool. That's a 9 and a 6 plus damage.
Okay, so again, you land two what should be like solid blows, and it's just not as much as it's not doing as much damage as it should.
There's like a thought in each mind to be like, this isn't working, but I can't do the thing that usually works.
Right. I thought you can rage, but you just can't do the fire part. No? Okay.
I checked it that the aura activates when I go into a rage.
Ew. Nice. Never mind. All right. Well, this will be interesting. It feels those two hits and retaliates in kind. 20 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. You take 10 damage.
Fuck.
All right. And so next up is Dakul.
I see you, you strange beast.
Oh,
you.
sorry. And you're going to need, E, I need you to make another saving throw.
Nat 20.
Okay. Yeah. Again, you feel like this poison, like try to get into your systems, and this time it's even easier to block it out. Okay. So go ahead, Drake. I'm sorry.
He's going to look, Dakul is going to look at this beast dead in his eye and say, I see you. And I put my thumb right into your eye. And with his known monk techniques similar to Bruce Lee's 3-inch punch that he has, he uses his thumb and he attacks, jamming the tip of it right in the square center of his cornea.
Go ahead. All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll on that.
6 and 8 is 12. That didn't work.
Yeah, you go to jab at it, and this thing literally like closes its eye, and your thumb like hits this hard rubbery like eyelid, and it just kind of like pushes in a little bit, and then you retract your hand, and it opens up and blinks, in the middle of that.
With my other free hand, I reach over and grab my sword and swing it all the way back around the other direction for another attack.
Okay.
10 and 8, 18.
18 just hits.
Yes. I do have yet the bonus unarmed strike as well, correct?
Yes, you do. You still have your bonus.
Nat 20.
Uh-oh. All right.
All right, so that's what's that? 5 and 3 is. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say is something I've been mulling over lately, but this is a perfect opportunity to ask you if you'd like to implement it. When you make a crit like this, you can either take the double damage,
okay,
or take normal damage. Don't roll double, but you can impose a status effect. So you can try to blind them or stun them really quick. It's not a save kind of thing. It's you. So some I've been playing Warhammer lately. I've been trying to think of ways, and we can try this if you'd like.
Yes, I want to try that.
I want to blind them.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Hold on. If I stun him, that affects everybody on the ship, correct? As far as getting an advantage on attack, or
if you Dakul, if you stun him, he can't do anything until the end of your next turn.
Yes, Then I want to stun instead of blind.
Okay. Okay.
I still roll just the one die, right? And but not the double damage, correct? Right.
Right.
Okay. It was a 2 + 5, so that's 7.
Okay. And did you roll damage for your sword attack?
I thought I did. Did I? Oh man, I don't have an instant replay. No, I
don't. I mean, I don't have any damage written down. That's why.
Yeah.
You missed with
No,
the
because
first.
I missed with the unarmed.
Yeah. No, you didn't. So go ahead and give me your sword damage.
Okay.
So 7 from the unarmed strike.
Alright, hold on. 8 and 5 is 13.
13. Okay.
Excuse me. No. That is not correct. It's 5 and 5. I'm sorry. It's 10.
Okay. No worries. All right. So you slash it again, like you kind of slash it like right next to the eye, and then you go and like try to stun it, and it kind of like shudders. What's your DC for versus stun? Basically, I'm letting you do this without using a key point because you crit.
My key saving DC is 15. But that's 15? Not the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wanting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 15. So it kind of shudders but still begins moving. So
that's all right. It showed the weakness.
And it does not like that you did that. And so as a legendary action here, you feel it, Dakul, like kind of like move and undulate underneath your body. And so I'm going to need a dexterity save because it's trying to like basically kind of like toss and bump you like out of the way. You know what I mean?
9 and 5 is 14.
14. You just got it. You managed to like go with the motion and stay like you stand your ground.
Okay.
So moving on to Elry.
Okay. Elry, is there any indication that the blueberry stuff has done anything further to this thing, or is it seems like it shook it off and it's good to go?
It's still not like squeezing the ship. Like where it was like trying to grab it and like squeeze, and you could hear the sides of the ship kind of creaking and moaning underneath the pressure. Right now it's just like you see it kind of readjust a little bit, but it's kind of just keeping the ship like gripped. But you don't hear those same noises. The ship's still trying to like break away. Like you feel the ship kind of move and slip a little bit, and it readjusts its grip a little bit on its, but like I said, it's not squeezing the ship anymore. You know that.
Okay. What he's going to do is he's going to bonus action, cock the gun for a second shot.
Okay.
He is going to aim and fire at the starboard, or the one that was kind of the fulcrum for the squeeze that he applied the blueberry stuff to. Take a shot at it, and he is going to stay where he is, trying to keep kind of like 3/4 half cover with the main mast of the ship as he's kind of working. Now, if something comes from behind him, obviously he can't do that, but that particular tentacle he's working on.
Gotcha.
That's a nat 1. I'm going to re-roll that because I'm a halfling.
Gotta love being a halfling.
I'm going to ask this. Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
I'm going to luck. Can I luck it, or do I have to do that before you tell me the result of the roll? I have to do that before you tell me the result of the roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Son of a bitch! All right.
But now, if you're paying attention, you should know its AC exactly.
Yeah, I do. I got it.
All right.
Son of a...
So that's the end of your turn, yes? So you fire a shot, and it misses and just streaks off into space. Next is Hilda.
All right. Sorry, just a second. I'm scrolling through my stuff. Where's the thing that I was looking for that I can't find anymore? I don't know. Okay. How far away am I from Smart Jean and Red Shirt?
Oh, I mean, you're up front in the front ranks. Like one was on either side of you, and now they're sprawled about 5-6 feet behind you.
They're about 5 or 6 feet behind me. Okay. Well, first thing on my turn, DC 14 Wisdom save.
Yep, I rolled that.
Okay. That's shitty. That's 8 damage.
8. Okay.
8. I'm gonna let my spiritual weapon try to hit, but that misses. Hilda is going to do a thing. But it's not the thing I thought I was going to do because I made a mistake. But she is going to cast Healing Word on Smarty. Level 1. Give him 5 hit points back, hopefully.
Already.
And she's just gonna say, Gene, if you can hear me, you better get away.
Okay. Yeah, you cast that, and you see him like his eyes start to like flicker open, and he vaguely acknowledges, and it looks like he's about to start crawling away. And more crew have been in these first vicious seconds of the fight, jostled a lot of people down. The other shift was down asleep, but it looks like you can hear more dunk, 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 footsteps up the stairs and people coming up, and you hear the bellow of Cull as he's like rounding up the stairs.
Just a second.
What's that?
Don't do the spiritual weapon. I forgot they're both bonus actions.
Oh yes, they are.
Save
Yeah.
G.
Okay, so you still have your action.
I do. I'm going to try to hit it with my hammer, which does not have much. Actually, she's not going to do that. She is going to cast Word of Radiance on it. So it needs to make a con save DC 14.
Okay. And what happened?
Does it pass the con save or fail the con
No,
save?
it does not. What happened?
Okay. Then it takes 4 whole
radiant damage.
4 whole radiant damage.
Already. And that is your turn. Okay. It as a legendary action, it's going to take a swipe at you, but misses horribly. And then now it is it and the Dawn Roses crew's turn. This all happens kind of simultaneously. It's going to take a few more swipes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Sorry, E. You got hit with a crit. Hilda, you take 10. E, you take 20. And then another tentacle misses you, Hilda. As you are now kind of... y'all were comprising the entirety of the front ranks there as the other two guys got knocked down. But more crew has now joined in, and Cull runs up roaring and begins just like punching this thing in the body. And he's just, he's doing his thing. But the big thing is you hear the sound of fire, and as Templeton's like screaming out, and a ballista bolt fires across the deck of the ship and slams into the tentacle itself. And once again, you hear this time like a as the ship just starts vibrating. And Dakul, you're down like near its mouth. You like this like almost hurts your ears as this thing, as you're so close to it, its scream of pain as this you're not really sure what happened, but green blood from where you are, like green blood is kind of running down a bit down its body from all the action above. Of course, then I guess it would kind of stop at the midline of the ship. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into fluid dynamics and gravity and zero G. Spelljammer, fuck it. So anyway, there's a vicious exchange, and we are back to the top of the initiative order, E404.
Ow.
As there are multiple bruises on this thing. It's got cuts. It's got crossbow bolts sticking in it. It's got a giant ballista sticking in it now. What do you do? It's got a fresh wave of reinforcements.
Cool. So the main tentacle is still around and available to hit.
Oh yeah, no, it's all right in front of you. That main tentacle is just like the entire body. Like,
Okay.
you can think of it almost like a tail, but it's
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
I guess I hit it. Prove it. Nope. That's misses, and that's just a 17 on the dot.
17 hits.
Excuse my salt today. That's 6 points of damage.
Okay. Get salty. Didn't you get some magic items a while back? Is anybody using those, by the way? Just wondering. Anyway, should DM being nice mid-combat? Anyway, sorry. So you hit it. Next is Dakul. Down at the main head of this thing.
Yes. I am a lot more excited now that I have realized it can be hurt. I'm going to set up again for another unarmed strike with areas that have been padded, preferably the knees.
Okay.
So I'm going right for that cornea again.
All right.
13 and 8 is 21.
21 hits.
All right. 6. Haha! 6 and 5 is an 11.
Okay.
With my second attack, he's going to reach over for his trusty sword yet again and hopefully let it sink deep within the crevice of his dark, inky eye. 7 and 8 is 15.
15, yeah, you're like coming down and it shifts at the last second. Your sword kind of like glances off and does not find purchase.
He does not let this distract him, for he has an additional unarmed attack. He's going to swing around, shift his weight, and swing it around. 10 and 8.
18 hits?
Yeah, 18. All right. And let me get that's 6. 5 and 2 is 7. And now that he has smelled the blood of his foe, I'm going to spend a key point and dive deep into my training and do flurry of blows for 2 additional attacks.
Okay.
The first unarmed blow. 12 and 8, 20.
20 hits.
And the damage for that is 2 and 5 is 7. he is getting excited with all of the contact, and for his second attack, 13 and 8 again, 21. All right. Yes, the cool is doing the damn thing today.
Yeah. Punching and slapping.
And I rolled a 6. 6 and 5 is 11.
All right.
Yes. It is good to be that cool in this moment.
You're damn right it is. Okay. So Dakul, like, none of y'all like see this, but all of a sudden this thing like bucks and like takes a swipe at now there's 4 people up there. Takes a swipe at Cole and makes a contact. And he freezes up and kind of falls down as he just kind of like falls back like okay. After Dakul is Elri. Elri, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to try this one more time to see if I can do something. He's going to cock the gun again. Same perch, same everything. Finnegan, begin again, and take a shot at the tentacle.
Alrighty.
That's a 19.
19.
Plus 7's 26, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That'll be just for the gun, 8, and then sneak attack. Oh, there we go. A 16, 17. 17 total damage.
17 damage. Okay.
Force.
All right. Yeah, you hit it, and its tentacle like you could tell it felt that one. Like it kind of shudders a bit, and you see it's like the muscles of the tentacle kind of cramping a little bit. And it takes another swipe at those on deck. Shit. And it hits Cole again on the ground, which he's prone. Yeah, it hits him again as he's on the ground, just kind of slaps him. And so now it is Hilda's turn.
All right. So, Smart Gene is up. Red Shirt is not. Start at the top and do Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
14 Wisdom save.
Go ahead.
So 19 damage, radiant.
Alrighty.
And she is going to cast Healing Word on the downed Red Shirt.
Alrighty.
Level 1. So they get 5 back.
Get 5 back, and you hear very shallow, ragged breathing coming from him, still laying on the ground.
Okay. And then she is going to attempt to do Word of Radiance again. DC 14 con.
Or take how much?
7 radiant damage.
7? Emma, what does this look like? What does your Word of Radiance look like as...
The Word of Radiance, it looks kind of like a stake. Like S-T-A-K-E, not E-A-K.
Just a sizzling porterhouse.
That's not, we did that show on Sunday.
Oh, right.
But yeah, it looks kind of like a stake, like a bolt that you would put in some heavy piece of furniture or something that just sticks straight into it, like Buffy slaying a vampire.
Yeah, you drive your stake in, like kind of where the ballista bolt was, and kind of push it further in, and the side of this Krajen kind of cracks open a little bit, and blood just pours out as there's this. And Dakul, give me a dex save as this thing on the ground begins to writhe and buck.
Oh, that's good. 45 is a 9.
9. Okay, yeah. This thing writhes and bucks and like kind of catches you for a split second in between you and the boat, and you take 8 damage just from blunt damage from it just like kind of crushing you just a little bit as it's in its death throes, and then just the tentacles like begin wraggling and wiggling, and then they go still, and it kind of releases, and the Dawn Rose kind of slips out a little bit and leave behind this massive gaping wound in the side of this Krajen, and blood is just kind of pouring out. And go ahead and give me a perception check. Everyone who's like looking at this spectacle of this giant beast.
That is a 23.
5 for Hilda.
12 for Dakul.
8.
8. Okay, yeah, it's kind of hard to see for Elry. The sails, he's looking backwards now, and you can't see through the sails the same way, so it's hard for him to see. But you're looking at this thing and the wounds on it and calculating like damage and all that fun, whatever E does when they look at things like this. But you see the distinct glint of like gold coming out of this wound. Like you see like the twinkle of gold coming out with the blood.
Okay. Does this seem normal?
Well, I mean, y'all were hitting and slashing this thing, and it was spilling green blood, but like you're seeing like distinct twinkles of gold in the starlight as you are kind of like pulling away from this thing.
Hilda,
Yes, E?
from my analysis, there seems to be gold substance coming from this thing.
Gold. I don't really see anything. If Hilda focuses, can she?
Yeah, once E points it out, like right, like coming out of the wound, like there's a steady stream of blood that's kind of just like going out for certain ways and kind of blobbing together in globes. But you see this distinct twinkle at this distance of like small gold, like it's gold. Like you're pretty sure it's gold. I mean, you stabbed a giant hole in it about halfway down its body. I mean, you've never seen one of these things before, but it looks like it's gold twinkling in the starlight, like amongst the blood and just kind of floating in space outside of it.
Hilda will be like, Ellery, Ledbetter.
Yeah.
I think we need a boarding vessel. Do you see that?
He kind of like strains.
Is it dead? Is it like just listing now?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
is
it's just floating there in space. And you're kind of, as you're pulling out, like kind of some of the blood is stuck in your air pocket and is stuck in your gravitational field.
Is it still in our pocket?
No, you are kind of, like I said, you're pulling away from it now as it's, in kind of getting a safe distance from it. But it's sitting still, just kind of floating in space.
Elry strokes the main mast that he's huddled up against. He strokes it and rubs it, and he puts his face right up against the wood of the mast, and he says, "Xander, go back to the big ugly thing."
The ship starts to kind of turn a little bit. Turns in a slow arc, begins coming back around. You get a little closer to it, and sure enough, like coming out of that hole, like you see gold coming out alongside, kind of still like the pressure of the blood is lessened. It's not coming out as much, not like kind of a fountain, but it's still drizzling out. But you distinctly see gold mixed in with the blood. Maybe a couple of other colors too. You're not really sure, but
Yeah, it's gold.
mm-hmm.
Can I swing when we get into proximity and try to like get close enough to like a globule or a floating whatever of this to see if it's like a gold piece or like liquid gold? Or
Are you just gonna like swing out into space or like swing out still hanging onto a rope? Like what?
Yeah. I just like, Errol Flynn.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
give me like
okay.
30 feet outside of the.
Yeah, as the ship's kind of going by, you use the momentum to like sling out, and you get near. Give me a acrobatics check. Please fail.
Fuck. I'm gonna use luck. That's a 23. It was a 2.
Yeah. So you're like swinging out, and you kind of misjudged at first, and you're swinging right towards this large glob of blood, and you kind of like pull yourself up on the rope just at the last second and swing by like a boss, and everybody's like, "Oh crap, he's good," everybody on the crew. But as you swing out and you get a little bit closer to this thing, you definitely there is a lot of gold floating here, and you distinctly see a couple of like a red glints, maybe some blue, some gems or something. But yeah, without a doubt, you probably pierced this thing right in the stomach, and yeah.
He will flip his wire piece up into his mouth and point back at Hilda and say, "It looks like this damn thing eats money.
Oh my.
It's filled with money."
Let's get it, Ellery.
I know, but if I touch any of this blood, I'm going to be like, eh. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Fine. E, does this stuff bother you?
I believe that my metal exterior helps prevent against most of it.
Do you want to go collect some tummy vomit gold?
Is that what we are calling it now?
I don't know, like better. Do you have a better word?
I mean, it's loot, ma'am. I mean, these things, they just, I mean, it would have eaten us. Most of the ship, probably. So it probably got something. And he, like, at that, he kind of, like, stops. He's like, if it just ate. Now, crazy things. Usually they're content after they eat, but if there's gold there, it didn't eat too long ago.
Yes.
Hey, Cap.
Crazy. Yeah.
Why don't we harpoon it and bring it in alongside the ship, and we can mage hand the shit over as it kind of pours out. And I'll send Claude and Han in for it. They should be fine.
Genius, Ellery. Let's do it.
Thank you. I'm going to swing back now.
I know that we're no longer in battle, but am I still on the undercarriage of the ship, or can I walk back now that we're out of battle?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want to go back to where everybody else is.
The Dawn Taint, if you will.
You could, if you were to do that, yes. Okay, so you kind of move to the back there. You're harpooning it. So you go up. They go up and load the ballista there at the back with a harpoon and fire it off, and it sticks first try. And they kind of start wheeling it just a little bit, kind of pull it just a little out of the main cloud of this blood. Now that the wound is not bleeding so profusely, and so there you are. You have this Krajen kind of pulled just a little bit away from the cloud of blood. In that you can still see the gold that came out, but who knows what you'll find inside.
After checking on Xander just to make sure he's still living, which I'm assuming he is since we piloted away from this thing, he's going to send Claude and Han into the belly of the beast, and anything that's shiny, their job is to bring it back.
Okay. So you check on Xander, and he's kind of sweating a little bit, but he's fine. No worse for wear. And you send Claude and Hans. You see like this wound kind of move a little bit as they kind of wiggle in there, and then you just start seeing like gold just kind of like shovel out of the wound, and then a few gems come out alongside of it. Then a looks like a sword. Not sure. You just see the hilt of it. It's kind of covered in just grossness and ichor, so it's kind of hard to tell what it is.
Bring that to me.
And a few other things come out. Looks like jewelry, things of that sort. It takes a few minutes, but after a few minutes, they shovel a kind of a pile of treasure. Looks like there's a few items in there. Hang on a second. Yep. All right.
I want to look into my herbalism kit, and in this kit, when I saved the grass from the other planets from before, I would like, if it is possible, DM, to save a vial of this blood that causes paralysis.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a nature roll. Like anybody who, or you go ahead.
Yes, I have nature.
Yeah, since you're
10 in nature and 15.
15. Okay, yeah, you know that like typically like the blood of this creature might not be inducing the paralysis, but like the tentacles, the smaller tentacles, like when they would hit someone, it would make them So it might be just something that's on the tentacle itself and not the blood. But you just kind of like,
Okay. I would assume that knowledge would be available to decode that it was the tentacles that was causing the paralysis.
Well, you just get that. You get that thought as
Okay.
you're like about to collect some blood. Like you get that thought. You see the tentacles, just like you see them. They're kind of shimmering in the starlight as they're like they're coated with some kind of viscous liquid. That's not the color of the blood. It's more clear.
That is what I want to collect in my herbalism kit. I want to take as much as my kit can hold.
Roll a d6.
A 3.
You have 3 empty vials.
Then I shall fill all. No, yes, I shall fill all 3 with this weird liquid.
Okay. You have 3 vials of paralysis poison. And we'll work out how many doses per vial is later.
Yes.
Woohoo. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're doing that. They've pretty much now finished collecting all the treasure that was inside the belly of this thing. I mean, as far as y'all know. But it kind of stops, and you see the hat and the glove kind of come out, and you see the glove. The glove has started to burn away a little bit, as it's kind of pot marked and like it's like sizzling from like acid. And the hat's a little worse for the wear. You might need to get a new hat. So,
hell of a job, guys.
Yeah. So there's just kind of a pile of treasure floating there and in space, and they start bringing it over, I guess. And so after, I mean, this takes a few minutes, but y'all eventually are able to. It might take a little bit longer if you want to get the other treasure that's a little further away in the larger blood field, but you can collect it all after a few minutes. We'll call it a short rest here. And so in that time, do y'all want to do anything else before, as you're kind of gathering all this up?
Is there anybody else who's like grievously injured?
Sorry, say that again.
Fine, Pruitt. Is there anybody else who's grievously injured?
So yeah, there were a few people that were hit, not grievously injured. You managed to save the red shirt, and Smart Gene is doing okay now. He's kind of sitting over there, but he's a little pale. He's more angry that he got blood on his favorite vest, but he'll have to get a new one. He is one of his passions.
Am I still high?
After the short rest, it kind of wears off, like the tension of combat, the adrenaline kind of speeds up your breaking down of this blueberry extract, and after the short rest, you have a clear enough head about you to be considered, as normal as you were before you took it.
Okay. Then I will help Hilda in her collection of the wounded so that they can be healed.
Okay, yeah. There's only about three others that were injured. No fatalities. And y'all, after collecting the treasure, begin heading on again to the Toho Sphere. So, would y'all like to handle this treasure now, or...
Yeah, E could immediately just be doing their counting thing. Just counting things out. Because that's what they do when it comes to loot, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, I am most interested in checking the additional loot. And I have eyes on that sword.
Okay. You've managed to wipe this viscous, it burns a little bit. I don't know if you use your bare hand or you use a cloth or whatever, but it looks like some stomach acid, and as you do it, the sheath kind of melts away. But it is actually a rapier, and so when you kind of pull the sheath off, it is It's a finely crafted, like it looks like the sheath didn't hold up, but the sword itself is in excellent condition. Kind of a bejeweled hilt. It's a little ostentatious, but it is like a functional. This isn't like a dress piece. This is a fine weapon.
It basically says Elry's sword on it.
I know. Give me an opportunity to present a gift. Good Lord.
Never mind. Okay.
I will look at Elry and say, "Hey, look what I found over here."
Elry's not there.
Oh, you didn't go on the treasure scouts with me. Then I shall hide it in my robes until I see you.
Okay, so Elry, or Greg, do you want to handle this behind the scenes, or do you want to play this out right quick?
Yeah, he's just going to go back down and sit down in the helm while everybody else is doing this.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the door is wide open because Hilda broke it off one hinge, and it's just kind of flopping open, and you go in, and there's, Xander's just piloting the ship. Just you hear him after a while kind of like humming a little tune as he's piloting. But other than that, it's all quiet.
Elry will gently massage his inner thigh and say, Xander, take a break. Take a break.
Okay. And pretty quickly, he kind of like opens an eye and like looks down at Elry, and he's like, what the hell you do? What? And he like looks at your hand like on his inner thigh, like, Elry, this is a wild swing. What's going on? What can I help you with?
I need you to get out of the chair.
Oh, you want to fly again?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I want to sit in the chair and put the thing on my head.
So you're gonna fly the ship?
You sure we'll go with that?
Captain,
She told me to come down here. She told me to figure out what's going on.
Oh, okay. Give me a deception check.
Yep, already rolled it, and that is a 20. Dirty.
He kind of like narrows his eyes a bit, but he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure, hold on. And he, focuses for a second, and then you feel the ship kind of shudder, and, quits having force into it, but it's still gliding along. And he hops up and hands the helmet over to you. It's like,
thanks.
Everything okay up there? What the hell did you... God, that was insane.
Yeah, just a big squid. The guys killed it.
Yeah. Right. You're right. Yeah. Good job.
Everybody alive. Yeah. It wasn't like Ledbetter was in charge and like half the people were dead. Winners, Xander. You're on the right side. And he puts
we were all on this. Okay. And he just kind of like trails off and walks back upstairs. And Elry, you sit down and pop the helmet on?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You pop the helmet on. You still have a spell slot to infuse?
I do. Yeah. I didn't use anything.
That's what I thought.
Right. Because it was a ritual with Unseen Servant before it started. Celestra.
Okay, yeah, you infuse and fall within yourself, and you're flying the ship. There's nothing. Like you don't see anybody. It's just you in the void of space. The celestial winds whipping around your perception. You can feel the tug at your sails ever forward faster. As you pick up speed and get back into top speed for the Dawn Rose and the Phlogiston.
This is super boring. Celestra. He goes over to where her little like plaque is. Celestra.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, you take your consciousness over to that part of the ship. There's nothing. You feel empty. You feel like you are a single ship in the void of space. And it's at that point that up on deck, anyone on deck would see Xander like coming up out from below deck, walks over. He's like walking over to Temple. He's like, yeah, what you need me to do, sir? And he tells him to, start working on securing this and help him downstairs. And
The second Hilda sees this, she's going to say, Cole put Xander in the brig for being an idiot.
And Cole, like, he took a couple of hits, and he's like, oh, yeah. And he gets up and starts walking over, and Xander's like, he told me you ordered him to come down and take over piloting.
Why would you listen to him?
Because y'all are my superiors. What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to listen to me.
You weren't there. You're the captain, and then there's them, and then there's us.
You're
And
like putty in his hands.
do something.
Seriously, Xander.
But fuck. And he starts walking back downstairs as Cole puts a hand on his back. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's quite nice in there, actually. Been sprucing it up for myself. I'm sure I'll be there soon. And he takes him downstairs to the brig in the lower deck of the ship.
If I'll look at Ledbetter, he'll just be there a couple hours, but he's an idiot.
And like Ledbetter's like, I mean, boy's a little green, but I think we were all. It's been a while for us. We don't really remember, but
I was never that much of an idiot, Ledbetter.
Well, the boy does have a point.
And then she's gonna go down to the to the pilot room.
Go down to the helmet.
Elry will meet you on the way back up the stairs. Hey, Captain, what's going on?
Hey, so Ellery, let's have a little huddle here. Why do you keep trying to pilot the fucking ship? Why do you do that? What's going on?
Sort of a personal question, but okay. When I do it, I see Celestra.
Really? Is this on the blueberries or off the blueberries?
Yes.
Huh. Let's go back to my quarters, if you don't mind.
I thought you'd never ask, Captain.
Not today, Grieg. Not today.
And y'all begin heading back to the captain's quarters as the smooth sounds of... never mind, sorry.
The smooth jazz of mountain dwarves begin to...
Anyway, sorry. So y'all head back to your quarters?
Yes. Ellery, you got any more of that blueberry stuff on you?
We can talk to, who's the druid? Hogan?
Hoban?
Hoban? I knew it was something like that. Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff. We can't light up anything, we can't smoke it, but you rub it into your hot spots, like your wrist or your wrist.
I understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm curious. You saw Celestra. What did she tell you? This is strange.
She said that she was tired. She was yawning a lot. She didn't know where she was. She asked me where I was, and I didn't get a chance to talk to her because somebody broke in the door, which hurt. And then she sunk in and curled up like she went tits over ass into the ground and just kind of like started sleeping. And then that thing grabbed us.
That is strange. I just realized I put the pilot in the brig. Is there anybody flying the ship?
No.
All right, she will kick open her door and just scream for Ledbetter. Tell him to get down there. Get down, pilot the ship. Just a minute, please.
Aye, Captain. He turns around and starts heading down.
All right. Hilda's gonna take out her instruments and do her best to examine Ellery and figure out what's going on here.
Okay. So
Elry gets completely naked.
This is an exam. You're a professional, so.
Hilda is completely unfazed. She is. She's a professional, and she's seen it before several times from Ellery.
Yes.
Not impressed. Not her type. It's okay.
It's not gnomish.
It's not gnomish, right?
Most definitely not gnomish. No. So can she perform like a medicine check or an arcana check?
You can do a medicine or arcana check, yes.
All right, I'm gonna do medicine. Does an 18 glean any information?
Elric coughs.
Yeah, he coughs. He turns his head to the side and coughs as you.
She moves her fingers in a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, Elry is
You ever-
definitely.
You ever serve time, Captain?
Not this century, probably. But.
Not recently. Not since that was really a thing. Culture's changed. Jim Davis's hand, everybody. Jim Davis's hand.
Jim Davis.
He can DM. He can bring his wife a seltzer. It's good.
As a man without pride. Man without ego. Jim Davis, everyone.
Apparently that was happening for a while. They didn't know. Okay. So medicine check 18.
Gotcha. So you touch all the spots you need to touch for a physical investigation of him. I mean, you are trained in the flow of energy in the body, and he's coming down from being very under the influence of something. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing. He's Elry, you know. There's nothing off about him other than, you know, you see his pupils kind of returning to normal size as you're, you know, giving him a checkup.
All right. Hilda's going to say, Elry, I think I've eliminated you as the cause of this oddness, other than your normal oddness. There's two things we're going to have to do. We're going to need to check out the ship. And I need some blueberry sauce.
Why don't we do the second one first and decide whether or not we want to do the first one at all?
That sounds good. It's been a long day.
Okay. So do y'all, I assume you then seek out Hoban?
I just send Claude and Hans the glove, and when Claude shows up, he tips his hat, and Hans just opens the gloved hand. At this point,
you notice now, like the glove. I mean, it looks like a hobo glove. Like the fingers are kind of melted off, and like the palm is almost melted through from rooting around in the stomach acid of that Krajen. The hat itself has several holes, kind of dripped and melted through, but I mean, they're still there, and they're still partially closed. But yeah. So you send them after him? I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So after, you know, a minute, you see Claude come back, and there's a vial of light, you know, a light blue tint to it of kind of viscous fluid, excuse me. And it comes right up to Elry.
He will take it, kind of shake it and put it to his ear, smell it, even though he can smell nothing. Kind of, it's a good bouquet. And then he leans over to Claude and whispers in his ear,
Go get the coal and E404, but nobody else.
Okay. So they leave, and Dakul, a hat comes up to you, and like the hat kind of doffs in a flourish and kind of motions towards the captain's quarters, and then comes back on, and then moves a little bit, and then the hat turns and looks back at you.
Oh no, not again. I can't do back-to-backs of these. Oh, I'm just getting my thoughts together, and I just got done fighting a space squid. Fine. Okay, Ari.
And the hat doffs again, just kind of in a
Take me to him. What is he for?
and you see E, like a hand, a really a raggedly gloved hand comes up and like grabs your wrist and kind of pulls you, like, and it's pulling you in the direction of the captain's quarters.
Yeah, it's definitely because E is a giant thing of metal. It's literally just like.
And then it like lets go, and the hand's like kind of pulls your hand a little bit and like.
Every time it lets go, E still has their hand out.
And it's just like points at the captain's like, I need to get a green sleeve or something. so I can like completely. You're gonna make me make some decisions about how I DM.
Yes. E's just.
That's what I'm here to do.
There's a whir of a sigh.
Okay.
And E heads towards the captain's quarters.
Okay. So after another minute or so, Dakul and E arrive at the captain's quarters.
Ellery, that's good thinking. It's been a while since I've done anything like this. I used to work the festival circuit, and it was always good to have somebody there in the back with some juice and a drink and tell you you're gonna be okay.
Hold your hair.
If necessary. I mean, mine's
Right.
braided up. It's under control.
You hold my hair.
They'll hold your hair. I hope. It's up to them.
Yeah. So, the space monster. Nobody wants to talk about it? Like, where are we? I remember us taking the helm and fighting a giant eye. Are we still on track?
I believe we are still on track towards the Toho sphere.
Oh, I cannot be. I like that in Tohos. I might have to pass on this. And he's going to respectfully say no to the oil this go round.
You're Draken Ellery.
I cannot go another round. Who knows what I will be fighting next go around if I take another.
You put it in your tongue. Don't do that. Just rub a little, like it's cologne, and rub it.
Well, I wanted to get to it quick. Hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
Why are we even doing this in the first place?
Because it's so boring out here. Let's just do a little bit. The captain's gonna do a little bit. Well, I'll have sent Hans. Go get the cool's sketch pad and his paints. Go, Claude, help him.
Oh,
There,
So they
do it, me, and then I'm just gonna sing yeah hi, and then the rest of you guys. I got something I want to try.
What would you like to try, Ellery?
It's a okay. This is different than the stuff that we drink and the stuff that we put in our pipe. I'm just gonna put a little dot of it in your palm. Is that a good idea, Captain? Or do you think they're gonna like turn into fire? Or I was thinking it would keep them calm.
Well, for number one, it's really up to them. The chances of it triggering something are definitely not zero. E, it's really up to you. I've decided we have to do this in the spirit of discovery, because that's what our ship is about, isn't it?
hold on. Before
That's some rationalization right there.
before you embark on getting your brains blown out by this weird oil,
I'm trying to solve a mystery.
I just wanted to let you know, Ellery, that after you finish your mischief, I have a gift for you, but I am not giving this gift to you until your mischief is finished.
My mischief is managed. You can give me a gift if you want.
I think I'll just lay it on your bed. It would be better for all of us.
I can tell you when the Ellery mischief countdown is not at 0.
Well, E404, start a new countdown. The E404 mischief countdown, and he puts a drop on their finger.
Okay, E, as this fluid like soaks in between your metal joints of your finger, you feel it like run up your your wiring into your processor. Give me a con save.
And today is the day that we learned that a robot can get high. That is a 18.
18. Okay. You know, you kind of feel your processes smooth a bit, and there's maybe a little like digital like shimmer for a split second, but other than that, you know, you kind of recycle your visual input and it clears up immediately.
Nothing.
Sorry, that was a great reaction.
Cool. Before I try this, I got a question. Have you seen Celestra in the ship since she passed away?
Oh, I know. I was taken to the stratosphere when I took the oil, but I was not that high.
Interesting. And E, did you see anything just then? You okay?
There was a slight glitch in my input. However, it is gone now.
Good. Excellent.
A glitch. That went into my files.
And it's about this time after, you know, a little bit that your servants return with DeCool's pad floating, and the glove is holding his paintbrush and paints, and little Hellion is like following in its wake. And he,
Oh God!
Yes. Oh, I have missed you so, Hellion.
Oh,
Come to DeCool. Yes, come to DeCool. Yes. Yes. Now do the trick. And that's when DeCool is going to hand him some papers. And I know we're not going to light it. I just want you to do the trick.
Go, give me an animal handling roll.
All right. 11.
Yeah, he like grabs. He does it again, where like he like grabs some of the herbs and like puts them in a little ball, and then he takes the paper and like pushes the paper into the herbs, but it just kind of pushes them to the ground.
It's okay. Soon come, little man. Eri, is it okay if I ask your personal assistants to do me a small favor?
Yes.
I want them to take my gift and put it on your bed, and I want them to bring me back a couple of fingerfuls of the green blood from the beast we just slayed.
I can send Hans. His fingers are already gone. So
Oh, I just need this for my paint. If I'm going to make this fantastic mural of the three of you taking this oil, I want to make sure I have the proper medium.
yeah, Hans, Claude, do what the man says. Captain, shall we?
yes, but first I want everybody to make sure that you completely understand why I'm doing this. It's because weird things have been happening on this ship.
Weird,
Have you
like
not
how?
noticed?
Yes, the captain's an investigator. She's investigating things under her cap.
Wait a minute. Oh, what type of weird are we talking about? Because I am clear-headed now.
During the last really big battle, did not
Yes?
seem that the ship moved of its own accord.
Oh, I was far too gone to notice that.
No, not that one. The one before it. The big one. The really big one.
Oh, I know what you are talking about. Yes, it did. Yeah,
Just
it is
move.
quite curious. Yes.
Yes. And, Ledbetter, he told me, like, it's kind of a weird ship. Like, it's not like a military ship. Like, we're just, like, flying around in this thing with, like, crazy things it can do. Like, it can go into stealth mode and it can move by itself. It's very strange. And now, Elry, who is otherwise normal and doesn't normally hallucinate, is seeing things when he technically commits mutiny, but we're gonna like hand wave that away.
Oh, so seeing things. I am assuming this is tying in with Celestra. Hold on. Elrio, you seeing ghosts? Again?
No. I seen Celestra.
Oh, So are we implying that Celestra is in the ship?
I have a working theory. The working theory is as follows. Celestra was engaged via the chair or the helm of this boat. And when something happened during our battle with the Harlequin's embrace, Celestra's body didn't look like it had sustained the type of damage that would have resulted in death, yet she was gone. I think that she was pulled out of her body into the boat.
Wait. So we are inside of Celestra right now.
And that is not
Again.
normal.
Oh. Wait.
Actually, it's very normal, but not for you guys.
Only at one specific
So-
spot.
So, okay, Elia, can you continue to talk to her?
I tried to jump back in, but we were already flying, and right before that squid thing grabbed us and tried to squeeze us,
Yes.
she fell asleep, and then I couldn't wake her back up.
Wait, are you sure this is not the oils playing tricks on you?
Pretty sure.
This could be fantastic.
That's the variable we're eliminating right now, Cool. I'm glad you understand.
Oh, it is all coming together now. Isn't that right, Elliot? Isn't it all coming together now? Isn't it all coming together now? Oh, God, I love this little guy.
All right, Hilda's gonna take a fairly large bit of this and rub it on her neck, like right there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Is it technically poison? And can I decide to fail?
Well, okay. You said you're rubbing quite a large bit of it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you don't have advantage on the save.
Okay.
Oh, good luck, Hilda. You were going to need it.
she got a 5.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is like, it's like slam cuts like Requiem for a Dream, jar open. And Hilda,
So I guess I am the captain now?
you are floating in your own body. Like you feel yourself moving about the room, but you're not telling your legs to move. You're just kind of like hovering there looking at Elry and Dakul. And their proportions are kind of elongating and shrinking back down to below normal size and widening out like a funhouse mirror almost. But yeah, you are thoroughly effed up.
She'll just kind of like murmur like, "This is completely normal."
Yeah, y'all hear Hilda go, "Hush, fuck about his."
Yep.
E404, who is the captain now? Because I don't think it is Hilda anymore.
I believe the hierarchy would state that Hilda is still the captain. However, if she is unable to do so, the next one would be the first mate, which would be Templeton Ledbetter.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
It's okay, Captain. Don't worry. You'll be fine.
Oh, Ellery, there's something going on. Do you see Celestra? I don't see her.
Do you see her? I don't think I'm going to do anymore. I think I'm done for today.
Oh, God damn it, Ellery! Don't leave your captain hanging.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I don't feel like it. I'm tired.
Wait,
We were in a fight.
are we about to connect her to the ship now?
That's an excellent idea. They're cool. You guys are no fucking fun. She's gonna go down to the pilots.
Ledbetter's in there, right?
Yep.
Ledbetter. Get in the chair.
What? I just got in here.
No, you didn't. It's been 6 hours.
I've been sitting here for like 8 minutes.
It's been 6 hours. What's wrong with you, Ledbetter? Get some sleep, man.
I'm not high. And he like takes the helmet off and like sits it down and walks out.
Neither am I.
Somebody is quite upset.
And the ship, once again, for the third time in the last few minutes, shudders and powers down.
Now, wait. We were at a full stop when I saw Celestra. We weren't moving at all. We were a full stop. So, yeah, because we Dakul and I pulled Xander off and we went to a full stop, and then somebody broke down the door. Not pointing any fingers, Captain.
It was me. I did it. I'd do it again.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
I do remember holding up one of my pictures in front of you for inspiration. Maybe we should do that again.
Yeah, maybe. That was kind of horrific, but okay.
I still have my my notepad on me, right? Yeah. So Deco's gonna thumb through all the pages. He's gonna see the picture of the Niyogi pushing the human heads in the thing.
Hilda's
and
gonna
he's
kind of
say,
collapse into the chair as we do this.
Okay.
Take us here.
Uh,
I think that is what I was telling you. It is all funny.
That's exactly what you said.
yeah.
And then you heard the voices, correct?
Yeah. Once he logged into the ship, yes.
Okay.
Alright.
This is a horrible experiment.
I'm not sure you're qualified to judge that. Cool. All right. Ready? Engage. She'll do that thing.
Okay. And you investing a spell slot?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the highest level.
Of the highest order. Oh my. What do you got? Third? Yeah.
Third.
Okay. You sit down, and it's a little disorienting. I mean, it's been a while since you piloted, since becoming captain. But it's like riding a bike, except this time, like there's like 6 pedals to choose from, and the bike's upside down, and there's only one wheel. It's what it kind of feels like. You've never piloted this inebriated before. I'm not going to put it past Hilda to have been a little on the bottle while behind the helm, but
It helps you focus. I mean,
it's true. It's true. It relaxes you.
Amen.
So yes, you eventually are able to settle within yourself, and you feel that familiar like sinking backwards, and you kind of do a backflip into you are now the ship.
okay.
It's a little odd. It's a little disorienting. Y'all on the everyone feels the ship kind of shudder a bit as Hilda takes control, and it starts to jerk forward just a bit. But Hilda, you're having trouble like focusing on this basically. Go ahead and give me an intelligence save.
You got a 3.
Yeah, you're having a time
Mm-hmm.
controlling the ship, and like y'all can see, like Hilda's like every now and again her eye will kind of flicker open and she'll slam it shut, and you can tell she's having problems like focusing. And then Hilda, you feel like a presence like put its hand like on your shoulders, and you hear a soft voice just say, "We can do it together. Be calm. Be calm."
Okay. This is something.
And you see on your like where your shoulder would be is a green hand, like the same tinge as Celestra's, a light green.
Is that you, Celestra?
Celestra, I know this name.
I think it might be your name. Maybe.
I remember her piloting the ship.
Wait. Wake up.
I am
Stay awake.
It is, where are we? Where
We-
are we?
We are on the way to the Toho sphere. So if you remember Celestra, does that mean that you are not Celestra? Wake up! Wake up! Kiana's very tired. No,
Who is Kiana?
I don't know. I have no idea.
She's gonna stomp on your chest if you're not careful.
Yes,
What is a sphere?
sphere. It's sort of a celestial body. We are going from one to another.
Oh, yes.
What is making you so tired?
And give me a perception check.
Okay. 14.
14. Okay, that's you. You kind of shift your focus a bit, and you turn, and you do see, in and around where you are in space, there is a form. It certainly looks like Celestra, although smaller, maybe. Like you're not used to the dimensions of the Dawn Rose. You've only maybe piloted it once or twice.
Mhm.
But as far as your focus is when you're looking at this being, it certainly has her characteristics or features. The green skin, the reddish hair. Hair's maybe a little shorter than you remember Celestra's, but she usually had it up, so it's kind of hard to tell. But you see her like kind of curling up in a ball, like Elry described. And you do notice at her wrists there are you see silver, like a line of silver around each of her wrists, and maybe at her neck.
Can I do an Arcana check about the significance of something like that?
Okay. Yeah. Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, 20.
20.
Yes.
I mean, you're not really sure what's going on. You do know that in certain bindings, that's common. I mean, something at the wrist and at the neck. That's the significance of that in spell casting, as far as like binding creatures. That's generally a visual like side effect. You learned in your teachings.
Okay. She will mumble out loud to the cool behind me. There's a tiny Celestra. She's got a bunch of silver jewelry on. It's all wrong for her overtones, but she's got it. Bracelets, necklace. And she will tell Celestra, you stay awake a little longer?
Okay, so you kind of shifted your focus to say that to Dakul.
Mhm.
And as you shift your focus back, you are alone. Like, she is no longer there.
Damn. All right. If she's no longer there, she will get out of everything and go to full stop.
Okay.
All right. And then she'll turn around and say, Eee.
Yes, Hilda?
What? Did you see anything?
No.
She was there. I saw her. Ellery, you're not full of shit this time. It's great.
Boom.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Our magnificent ship is being haunted by a spirit who used to be our navigator.
Maybe.
Did she say what she wants?
She was very tired. And she was very confused. And she did not seem to be aware that this was a ship or that there were spheres.
So you mean to say the only way that we can make conversation with this spirit is if we are high off of our ass?
Not necessarily, but we know it works, Nicole. It was kind of like talking to like a newborn baby who's just tired and wants to go to sleep and knows nothing else. Really.
And Dakul, this is the gods have dictated this. This is part of it. We got to get high, fly the ship. I mean, I'm just a halfling. I'm not going to challenge the gods.
The
We do what
gods.
they-
The gods, you say? Okay, I
Yeah.
can live with that. I don't believe you, but I can live with that. So, are the rest of our journeys going to be under the influence of Blueberry? I mean, are we still going to pilot the ship ourselves, or is Celestra our new captain? Our new pilot.
He's definitely
sleepy.
not the fucking captain.
Ah, shit. E44, please make sense of this. Explain this phenomenon.
Is there anything in my data files that could explain some of this?
Give me a history check.
Okay. No, that's a solid 12.
Yeah, you're grasping at straws here.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, you know,
Okay.
I
there are
believe this-
ghosts. You know that there are such things as ghosts, whether
Yeah.
or not that's what this is. But you know, other than that, you don't have really any.
Okay. I believe this is a strange precedent. For sure, further research is required.
Since you are not of flesh like us, and you have had visions yourself, do you think there is some truth to this? And maybe, better question, the destination that we are going to, isn't there an arcane temple around?
I believe there is a Magus Arcadium on
Yes.
the way. We could definitely stop by. I say owe us favors.
Ah, I like the way you think, E44. Harry, you think this is a good idea? For I shall not ask Hilda under the influence of the oil.
I can answer for her. Whatever E404 says is usually absolutely right. That's usually also the safest thing to do, which is
Okay.
ignoring me and you.
I am not under the influence of your shenanigans this time.
We always get in trouble. Neither am I. We're always in trouble, though. So if E404 says it and it sounds boring, then it's definitely the right thing to do.
I think
We're
we should,
going to
we
go to
should
a
have-
library. Woo!
I cannot think of any other thing. Because I am a little concerned about ghosts running our ships in the middle of nowhere. It could take us who knows where.
I think
Yeah,
she's
wait.
sleepy.
She's sleepy. You know her best. Maybe you should talk to the arcane people.
Me? Well,
Yes,
that's
you
the
have
captain will make that decision whenever she's gonna ride this one out. She's gonna
I
We're
have
just-
an order.
Oh no, she has an order.
I'm gonna need at
she's
least
food.
2 pies.
I knew it.
And Hellion,
No.
we're gonna cuddle.
Oh,
Oh.
I think you could use Hellion right about now.
We're gonna
I'm
have cuddle.
putting you down.
It'll be good.
I'm gonna hand her Hellion.
I miss your brother, Hellion. But
And-
you'll do. That'll do. Hellion. That'll do.
And
Ah.
and Hellion immediately like nestles in the crook of Hilda's arm and kind of curls up, lets out a little purr.
I get a
Howdy.
couple of the crew to start singing like Cat Stevens songs.
Whatever you can teach him.
Tea for the Tillerman, please, not Mona Bone. Don't care for that.
Done and done.
Brandon, do you have that queued up? No, sorry.
So I am assuming we are still heading in the same direction. Do we still want to check out the arcane school? Is this what we have agreed upon?
The Maggot Acadium. I was close when I said it. It was like,
I was shocked like how close you were.
ha! I have everything. Yeah, you would definitely recommend going to the Maggot Acadium, do some research, pick up on any other favors we want, because we've got favors to cash
We've
in.
got gold. Yes.
Yeah, and so as y'all continue venturing towards the Toho Sphere, you still have about a week to get there. The the rest of the trip is uneventful. You can go ahead and, if you want, identify this loot.
Yes.
That's no problem at all.
Yeah, we are going to identify that loot.
So just so you know, the rapier is a rapier +1. There was a ring of jumping in the loot. There was a set of bracers, leather bound, but the edges are in copper, and you see the print on it is that of someone drawing back a bow, and so those are bracers of archery. There was some gemstones, and amongst that you find a pearl, which is a pearl of power. There was also 2 potions involved, a potion of superior healing and a potion of storm giant strength. And then there was the gold and loot itself, other than the items. There was 890 gold, 150 platinum, 1,500 silver, and 9 gems, 100 gold each.
Damn. All right.
Excellent.
And y'all did have the loot from the that what's his name brought over from the Harlequin's Embrace. Y'all did remember that, right?
Yeah, we got the loot that they had from the
Because Xander like pulled all the stuff off of the wizard before he got out of there. So I don't remember if y'all split that up or not.
I don't think we ever identified it, to be honest. Do we identify it?
I know I told y'all, so I think you said that you identified it. Like it was kind of post game chat, but it was a ring of protection +1. There was a wand of the war mage +1 and a wand of magic missiles.
Right. Now I remember this. Cool.
But yeah, he pulled that off of the wizard as he was like running off of the Harlequin's Embrace. And he got his spell book too. So, because I believe that he presented the spell book to Elry, if he wanted to, as kind of a please pretend that I'm alive again gift.
And yes, Elry, that rapier is yours. That is what I had put on your bed until you became reasonable.
Incredibly reasonable.
Yes.
The one thing is, though, we'll talk about this later, but Elreed, he has the gun that does force damage, so we need to kind of spread this stuff out a bit. We don't want to have everybody, I don't want to be jacked up with magic stuff. We run into another thing like this, we all need to be able to do some damage, so we'll split stuff up when we...
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And so it's like I said, it's a pretty boring journey after this. You all take turns. Hilda, do you tell any of the other pilots to be on the lookout for anything, considering this is only between you and Elry right now?
Once I'm well sobered up, I will tell them to just tell me if they see anything weird. Tell me if anything happens to them they've never experienced when piloting any other ship.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, the week up to the Toho sphere, completely uneventful. And as you pull in and you begin to see in the distance a sphere, and you don't know why you can tell this, but you can tell like this sphere is much larger than the Nerosphere. Like as y'all begin pulling up, like normally, like when you were leaving the Nerosphere, you kind of gauge like how you watched it shrink down over about a week or whatever. And the Toho sphere, like when y'all thought y'all were about a week out and it was getting larger and getting larger in your view, it just kept getting bigger, and you still had a few more days actually. And to where it's probably a good 50% larger than the Nerosphere itself. But from the rumors that you've heard, there is a reason for that. And it's not long, another couple days, you begin to pull up and you see in the distance a shimmering portal similar to stop looking at my foot. Sorry. Cats showing me love tonight. And so we all have our own little hellions. So sorry, I was very distracted. You pull up and you see a portal. There's some ships outside of it, but in the distance, it's just kind of hovering there, multicolored. An FTL ship comes out to greet you, wanting to know your business. And the man on there, he's wearing the normal FTL garb, but you see on he has another symbol. It's the symbol that of looks like a outline of a manta ray that has a circle with like a triangle going into the top part of it. And he just asks, Captain, please state your name, ship name, intended business here in the Toho sphere. As regulations dictate, we have to restrict traffic to that of absolute necessity.
Yes, this is Hildegard of the Dawn Rose, en route to the Magate Acadium for some getting some questions answered. Getting some gear. We got to deal with them.
Okay. And he like turns around and pulls out like a round stone, and he holds his thumb on it, and you see a blue rune light up, and he's like, Commander, we have Captain Hildegard with the Dawn Rose. They say they have business with the Magate Acadium. How do I proceed? And after a few minutes, you hear, all right, go ahead and let him through. And he kind of like, okay, well, okay. And he's honestly like shocked. He's like, well, welcome to the Toho sphere. Proceed, Magate Acadium. Yes, is this your first time?
Yes, it is.
Okay. A couple of ground rules. You're looking for Rantame, the ever graceful ray of the stars. Rule number 1 is do not fly near the head. Stay away from the head of this beast. If it sees you, it might jerk and try to eat you, thus causing everyone living on its back to have a bad day. So please approach from its 6. You will see where you need to land. And welcome once again to the Toho sphere. They will pick up with further orientation when you arrive.
Yes, sir.
Good day, Cap. And this, it's a human. He just kind of goes back to the back part of his skiff, and it peels off and heads back. And you can see, like, there's like a line of ships off to the side that look like they're in like a queue and just like waiting. Some are like turning and turning back. And it at the very front, as you're approaching this portal, and you can see people like arguing with another FTL ship. Like they're like, you know, it looks like they're very animated and you can't hear anything. And you pass on in to the Toho sphere itself. And once you enter, it is not long before in the distance, kind of just off to your right, in the distance, you can see the vague outline, being people that have lived at sea. Like it is a distinct manta ray shape. And it looks like it's actually kind of traveling a direction away from you. And you begin to pull up on it. And it's only looks like maybe about a day away. And you begin to pull up closer to this beast, hearing tale of it. And as you draw in, you start to kind of grasp the size as the outline of, what is that? Like a tower? And it's like buildings, multiple buildings. And you see this thing's wings over the course of a day. It maybe flaps them 3 times. anybody watching, like the movement is so slow as to be almost imperceptible, except a couple hours you look and the wings are kind of a little bit higher and then slowly descend. And after a while, as you draw closer, you start to see what looks like a small reservoir of water on its back. And you're drawing in even closer, and sure enough, on the back of this giant beast with its kind of bluish gray skin speckled in kind of yellowish spots, long tail whipping at its back. Sure enough, you see a ship take off. Another one comes in and lands in this pool of water, this lake on its back, and pulls up to the docks. And you all begin pulling in to the manta ray Rontame. And that's where we're going to leave off this session of Starward Bound, pulling in to the giant celestial beast of the Toho Sphere, Rontame. To figure out what's going on with the Dawn Rose at the Magate Acadium and see what else we can get up to next week. But until then, that's going to be that. So let's go around to cast and crew, see how they liked it, see what's up. Starting with you, Kiana.
That was great. As always. Man, we're going on a freaking manta ray. Like, what is this? Space things are so cool. Yeah, I love this game. I love this crew. I love you too, Pruitt, even though I give you a lot of sass. You knew what you were doing. God damn.
What, you mean putting you in immense peril, like in the Phlogiston? Do you think that's not gonna happen more than once?
I will never get over my salt for that. Be ready. But no, it's so fun being here. And yeah, getting to know more about the world. That's like the coolest thing, is getting to explore and learn more and see how fucking weird space is, because space is weird. And that's what's so fun about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hi Aces. Until next week, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KianaS, where I love to chat with you guys. Probably the best place to find where I am doing things, because I am doing things all over the place all the time. But to go over quickly what I do, on Sundays, I'm on a podcast called Ladies Lane Dragons, releases new episodes every Sunday evening. Me, two cool ladies having a roundtable discussion about tabletops. Super fun. This month, we have a special series of interviews all about visual representation in tabletop. We have some really cool guests that I can't talk about yet, and I can't wait for them to come out. So definitely check us out over on Lady Slaying on Twitter. On Mondays, I'm over on Account of Roleplay, playing some Atomic Cthulhu with Greg as my keeper. He killed my character. Whoops. I almost knocked my microphone off. He killed my character this past week, and then I introduced a new character, and then the nuclear bomb's dropping. So we're probably going to die again. Yeah.
Maybe somebody in chat will donate a wild magic surge to the bomb.
I count on it. On Saturdays, I'm also over on Greg's channel doing more Cthulhu. Project Chronos 2 to 4. Super, super fun. And highlighting this, tomorrow is the finale of my one-shot wonders Ravenloft months. Me DMing a new series every month of just a series of one-shots that anybody can join and play. With Ravenloft, it has been me torturing my friends with feels. And tomorrow's going to be the same, and I am going to make everyone sad, including myself. So if you want in for feels, 4:30 p.m. On Scraticus's channel. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. Chat was wonderful today, and I can't wait for next week.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm sorry if you're not sad as fuck during Ravenloft, you're doing it wrong. Like, wrong. Everybody's happy-go-lucky. Yeah, you're fucking
no. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Scrat gave me a husband to do whatever I wanted with.
Oh, God.
We're reuniting tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go over well.
At dinner.
Yeah. So they're having him for dinner? All right. Moving on over. Great stuff, Kiana. Moving on over to Greg. How was it tonight, man?
Oh, always have such a blast with you guys.
I don't usually like laughing as hard as I am when Twitch chat doesn't know what we're laughing at, but there was some bombs being dropped in our private chat that just had me dying. I love playing with these guys so much. You got Trey sitting in an airport, man, who's just, I love seeing stuff like that. The dedication, everyone getting together and sitting down at the virtual table to play. Having a tale spun by Pruitt is fantastic. Chat is in it to win it, always with us, always right there beside us. Love it so much. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. This week, I'll just tell you what's going on my channel. On Friday from 12 to 2, we are premiering Conan Age Undreamed Of. And then from, which Emma will be a part of soon. And then from 2 to 4, we have Firefly as we do a little Tales from the Big Damn Verse. Normally, as Kiana mentioned, on Saturdays from 2 to 4, we have our Pulp Cthulhu Project Chronos, but I will be over on Unmade Gaming doing a charity stream this weekend. So please stop by there, throw some money. It's for sick kids, and that's about as good a cause as there is out there. And then on Sunday, my other Pulp Cthulhu show from 7 to 9 in the evening, Project Athena. Join us, but come back here because boy, oh boy, traveling the stars with anybody else wouldn't seem right. So I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to see Conan. It's just going to be awesome. Trey, can we get a check in with the captain over there at the airport?
This is your captain speaking. Man, I have been getting definitely some strange stares as people are walking by trying to figure out just what the hell is going on. But it's absolutely worth it, and I will take the ridicule. It's totally worth it to hang out with this crew, the production team, the storytelling elements. It's so all the way worth it. I don't know if you've told all your friends about the D&D experience, but I know I need to tell more people about it, about tabletop gaming, because it really is just the truth. There's nothing that can beat it. No video game can beat that feeling. It's just amazing. So with that being said, thank you for building this amazing world, and you just keep raising the stakes on what it is that we're about to roll up on. I can't even imagine what's on the back of this space manta ray, but I know more than likely it's going to be a whole lot of fun. My name is Trey Murphy. The cool is my guy. You can reach me in the Twitterverse at Sitel and also on Instagram as well. I am at the airport because I am actually on my way to an LCD appointment. It is like my pet passion project to help teach kids the storytelling element so that people can, get things off of their chest and express themselves, and it's better to do it with some of the kids. So I do appreciate all of the love. I hate that I missed some of the chat, but due to the airport being here, the bandwidth being so small, I could only pay attention to what's in front of me. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was paying attention, and just thank you for allowing me to participate in these amazing worlds, man.
Awesome, man. Yes, it's been an absolute blast. I knew when I was going to do this, I was like, I know who I want on this fucking game. And so, yes. So thank you for your dedication. Withstanding the ridicule, which I will say, I'm sure pales in comparison to anyone who grew up in the 80s and 90s playing role-playing games, being told you were going to burn in hell. So things have gotten better. At least it's only funny looks.
Yeah, I'm telling them to hold off on the pitchforks.
People off camera just like, now? Can we come now with the torch? No, okay. We'll come back. Anyway, and so rounding it out here, WebDM's communication director, DM of much renown, and consummate role player, and one of my best friends, Emma Lambert.
Oh, this is a fun one, Pruitt. This is session 14, and I feel like we are hitting that sweet spot that you get in a longer campaign when you're playing, especially with new people. Like, it's always felt so natural, but now it's like, yes, I know those buttons to push and those things to hit, and I'm sorry I kept making dick jokes in the chat, but they were
never apologize. Never apologize.
Never.
Even when Pruitt threatens to close the chat, never stop.
Yes. I've had 15 years of experience making Pruitt laugh inappropriately, and I'm just going to keep on going. Yes, I love this game. It's so much fun. There are so many things ahead of us that I am excited about, and I love playing with all of you so very much. I have nothing to promote other than the amazing wonderfulness that is WebDM. They are about to shoot some more. I do have something for a couple weeks. I am going to be on Greg's Conan game, and I'm super excited. And yes, WebDM show on Twitter, WebDM on Facebook. Come and talk to us. You will talk to me, and if I think you guys need to talk to Jim and Pruitt because they have more chops, then you will talk to them too. And I talk to them all the time for you. Yes, check us out there. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Thursday on Twitch, and everywhere. And check out the VOD of Escape from Flavortown because it's fun. Yeah, that's
awesome. Yeah, definitely head on over to WebDM Plays on YouTube. It's where we archive all Starward Bound, Land Between Two Rivers. The RPGNs are up there, and then we now have Flavortown up there. Go check it out. You will bust a gut laughing. You might not eat for a few days, but you're going to have a good time, and that's what we want. We want to French fry not when we're supposed to pizza. We want to have a good time. So that's a deep cut for you South Park fans. But we're going to get out of here. Thank you very much. Again, like Emma said, we got a new show coming out tomorrow, Land Between Two Rivers, same time, same channel on Thursday. Still no RPG until mid-July. We're taking a bit of a hiatus, but remember those clips because, we're going to have a bit of a catch up. If you're not following us already, do that. If you're already doing that, maybe you think about subscribing. There's always your Amazon Prime free sub every month. If you haven't used that yet, go ahead and send it our way. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, at tabletoploot.com. Use the code WebDM15, and you will be able to get 15% off dice, mugs, and T-shirts. Support them. That supports us. They're amazing customer service. They're going to get right to you with what you need. And until next week, where we get on the back of this giant manta ray and see what the hell's going on. We'll see you then. And until then, may the dice ever roll in your favor.